Hey guys, this is H2O Mario, and I'm gonna be playing the second game in our little installment of Bronze Grandmaster series. And this game is going to start off as Protoss against Terran. Now, this is another Terran player. The last game was Zerg against Terran, so if you want to go ahead and go watch that, it'll be in the Zerg section, or I'll try to put a link down below. And this is the same map. We are going to be spawning in the. I'm pretty sure it's the bottom right. You see, I played this game yesterday, so let's go ahead and take a look. Maybe my memory will fail me and we'll be pleasantly surprised about maybe some of the things that are happening in this game. And Protoss against Terran. Oh, bottom right, I was right. It's a very fun matchup. There's a lot of cheeses you can do against the Terran player. There's quite a few cheesy openings the Terran player can also do. So it's an interesting dynamic, whether they go mech or bio. I personally do enjoy this matchup, even more so in Legacy of the Void. Now, as a Protoss player, one of the things you want to do is you want to drop your pylon down at 9 supplying, and you don't really want to chrono boost until your pylon is gone. Like done, flat out. Now, there will be a patch soon in Legacy of the Void that will actually remove the need for chrono boost flat out in Legacy of the Void beta, and I'll be curious to see if it sticks, but it's definitely going to be interesting how how that changes everything. Now, in this specific game, we're actually going to go for something that is not used as often anymore, and that's because Terrans have gotten quite a bit more aggressive. But if you can pull it off, it's definitely. This isn't usually a map you would do it on. You would do it on a larger map, but we're going to be kind of greedy and go for an early Nexus. Now, this type of play is very, very weak to gas first openings. Although you don't see it a lot, you see a Reaper kind of a lot, and you can use some drones to get to or slow down a Reaper or a Zealot to kind of keep him busy while you get out of Mothership Core or Stalker, preferably the Mothership Core. But so once you're about 14 supply, you get your last worker and you rally that one down, or you can send one earlier beforehand if you don't want to like chrono boost it out or something. So it's actually going to be just a little bit late since I wasn't doing it properly. My minerals are coming in a little bit heavier, so it's it's interesting to see that I'm actually 100 minerals ahead. So I obviously need to send down a worker, but we also want to get a gateway regardless. So it kind of works out in that regard that our gateway is a little bit earlier, but our next eye is. Now the reason I put the gateway down below is because I want to close the distance towards his base. If he's also playing like a command center first, then I can chrono boost out a zealot and try to push straight for his base. I also want to get the zealot out kind of early, if he's trying to do like a proxy attack. But it's something that I've always done if I go command or next eye first. It just kind of puts it a little bit closer towards the side that I want to aggress on. The closer your buildings are in the first phase of the game, the more damage you're gonna end up being able to do if you see an opportunity. It does make you slightly weaker if he's coming with some kind of like proxy bunker shit like that. But, you're working towards the mothership core kind of early. You can see that we've got the cybernetics core before the gas is even done, and then we're gonna go ahead and get our other gas and kind of poke around and see that he's got one gas geyser. We don't really see an expansion. He's just got one barracks right now and no second gas geyser. So we're definitely in a great spot. If you're a bronze player, you're more than welcome to do this. You can even get a second cell. You don't quite need the second cell. And in fact, I think we're gonna end up canceling it in just a second because we don't quite need it. But we do want to get the mothership core right away. That's kind of important, and the reason for that is that the mothership core, it's you want it to start accumulating energy so you can do a photon overcharge on your natural Nexi. And one of the benefits of having your gateway out there is you can kind of create a little bit of a wall to where a lot of Terran players will try to run up. If you photon overcharge, they'll have stim and they'll try to run up straight into your main so that you can't also photon overcharge the main. And then you'll be weak because you don't have that giant S cannon protecting you and you'll have to use probes. So it is a benefit to be able to use your buildings to help wall it off so it takes more damage if he's trying to push that up. And normally you would go for a robotics facility after the cybernetics core, but we're actually going for a +1 armor And that's only because I really enjoy my upgrades early on, and I'm fairly confident that I can hold if he's going for some kind of Widow Mind play, which if he was, it's definitely delayed. And we're fairly confident we can hold with cannons and our mineral ones to help off Widow Minds, which is Widow Minds or Banshees, which is why you would kind of want to have the robotics facility early, or even just for the observers to get to their base faster so you can see what they're doing faster. So this is definitely a defensive build. Now I don't think this player is gonna have enough to really do a Widow Mine drop, but we're gonna go ahead and get the cannons for cannon's sake. We definitely want to chrono boost out a Stalker right now. Stalkers are pretty good against Marines. Our upgrades are going kind of good. We have about 16, 17 that are natural. Let's go ahead and get our double gas. And I'm going to go ahead and get another cannon in the natural. That's going to help a little bit. And we also, there's several things that we want to do now. Sorry, I got a sentry. No, I guess I probably should have gotten a Stalker, but I got the sentry to force field the ramp, which because I wasn't using my buildings to really block it off. So it's not a terrible decision. You just can't run up the ramp, and we can't poke with a stalker right away if he was pushing into it. But we do have three gateways that finished, so we'll be fine. We're gonna send one observer over, and he was trying to kill this, but now he's just trying to make it up the ramp. So we're gonna go ahead and drop another pylon, 2 pylons, and to kind of, wall that off with our force field. He can't really come up here. So we're definitely fine. We don't have to keep making workers anymore. We have about as many workers as we want. We can drop the Robo Bay. We need more pylons. We can drop more. We want about like 6 to 12 stalkers in the main to help stop drops, and we want at this stage we want to get like our third, and we want to go up to like 6 gateways. It's a pretty good number. We can see that he's going for like Marine Tank Medevac. Our upgrades are kind of gonna need to be boosted soon, but we're going to boosting out a lot of observers to kind of cover up the map a lot, and we want to make sure that we can defend. We have 9 stalkers right now, so a pretty decent number to help ward off drops from dropping in the main. And then we kind of want to go into a lot of zealots and colossi to help ward us off. You can see that I'm splitting up a lot of observers, so I can see drops coming in faster. We're gonna need another forge, Twilight Council. Pretty basic stuff. We're gonna go ahead and resume production of probes now, but if you're on 2 base, it's not 100% necessary to keep making probes right then until you've established your third. And I think we're definitely gonna be able to establish it, and you can cut some to make your production faster, which is definitely important. So we see that our attack. So we've already got the armor upgrade. We see that our attack is about to finish, so we get another forge and a Twilight Council, and that will allow us to start our +2 armor and +2 attack at the same time. We're also gonna rally over to our third, so we can go ahead and start saturating that base. Again, just like the start game, I prefer to keep 13 or 16 workers mining at each base, although you can go up to 20. 16 is a number that I personally prefer. We're keeping our observer over his base. We kind of want to see when he starts, when he starts like heavy production. If he's like expanding in his barracks, because then we know he's like macroing up, and we have a little bit of time before he really starts to attack. So we're making a lot of zealots with charge right now, and the armor upgrades. Zealots with charge and colossi are really difficult for Terran players to deal with, and while we do not need our stalkers right now. So they'll be defending a drop. If we end up needing them because he's got Vikings to target fire down our Colossi, then we'll be taking them over to help target fire the Vikings before they can kill our Colossi. Because we'll actually end up getting, blink very shortly. I can remember, but again, we're getting close to having 16 workers there, so we're gonna go ahead and get up the gas, and we're gonna kind of secure our base a little bit. We gotta get the range upgrade. That's definitely important. I almost forgot that, but you can get that after you start your second Colossi, so it's not the biggest of deals. And we're a little bit slow on our gateway explosion. I can tell that, but we're also playing quite greedy. We haven't hit too many supply caps, and we're getting some cannons just in case there's some drop play or some, I'm gonna drop at your natural and then attack your third style play. The cannons help just a little bit with that. Some in your main couldn't hurt as well. We're gonna get a Twilight Council and a Dark Shrine so that we can get DTs to help defend if need to. DTs are one of the best things to help defend drops because he doesn't want to be scanning, when he goes ahead and attacks. And we're also going to get some sentries, even though we have a lot of gas heavy things finishing. The sentries can help force field his army away from our stuff. It's just a temporary thing, we kind of need it right now, but we don't need it in 3 minutes. It's something you can cut it, but then if he attacks, then you're weaker, and that's not something you want to do. You can also see that I'm spreading up probes in 2 different directions, and the reason why I'm doing that is I want to cover the map in pylons. They are like creep, they allow you to see. They're very important in terms of you can warp in offensively on the map. Just overall vision and offensive warp ins, and maybe Dark Templar warp ins near expansions. They're quite handy. Once all the pylons get established, you'll see just how effective it really is. And finally, we have these gateways finishing up. I definitely should have gotten them earlier. You can see that I'm getting some cannons as well to kind of help for any future drops. Am I really that concerned in a bronze game? I'm not. But it definitely wouldn't hurt. And although we do want Templar in our army, I'm also warping them defensively, one in our main and one at our third. Our natural isn't as much of an issue because it's our natural. If he gets to our natural, he's broken through the front. We're not too concerned with that. More pylons placed around, very important. You can see already the type of map vision that we're starting to accumulate. So still a lot of zealots, and we're working on our 3-3 upgrades. Could we have attacked earlier? We probably could have, but we're just gonna go ahead and attack now. We were being quite careful, and merited. It is a bronze level player against a grandmaster level player, but we wanted to be a little bit careful just in case. We're getting some more sentries, a little bit more force fields while we get these upgrades. And I want to get the armor upgrade, and I also want to get a Stargate, because then I can get a fleet beacon and get a mothership port, or a mothership. It's quite nice to have your whole army, stealthed. I'll try to fire the Viking, and we kind of go ahead and rush up. There's just too much here. We have a lot of armor. I think he only had like 1-1 or something, so. Oh, our blink isn't quite done, but we're still able to pick off the Vikings. Overall, we were able to kind of plow through. But if you look at the mini-map, you can see, kind of what we were trying to accomplish. There's a lot of pylons everywhere. Not so much in the middle area. We probably need a little bit more over there, but our 3-3 upgrades are about to finish. In hindsight, if this was a higher league game, I probably would have waited for 3-3. But I hope you guys enjoy this, and thank you for watching, and the next installment will be soon.